It's not your money.
He is an old soul.
Your crypto esophagus filled with It's clear, some of you really don't want me to be here, cause I tell the truth without living in fear. I wasted the last 4 years. Talk about a pulse chain, some people call it false chain. I rock wild like Thoughts, Child in the Pain Chain. Disciple, Dr. Moray, Golden Mike, the big brains. West got crypto and ATX, man, they were doing big things. Crypto's a solar sport, you could thank Stunner Breezy. I try to always give to the needy. And if you need some information, you could count on B Weezy. It's NBO, no betrayals only. Can't forget your man, the one and only Wales only. I'm always good when I'm all by my lonely. Cause I feed the streets, my best friend's a homeless spirit, that's my homie. I told my doctor I sacrificed a pulse chain. She gave me a prescription to be relieved from the pain. My wife's prettier than KDP's areola game, man. It's not your money.
It's not your money.
He is an old soul.
Your crypto esophagus filled with penile protrusions. In a pulse chain bathing suit with the nippled up delusions. I'm a Pan-African, Haitian American humanitarian. Don't trust, verify. I'm not a Luciferian. It's not your money. Mixtape coming soon. No expectations. I learned that from Richard Hart too.
This? And they're like, oh, we're just gonna take your money back. It's not your money. It's not your money. It's not your money.
What we doing, y'all? What's going on? what we what we doing? Yeah, it's just that, you know, whatever. It's a whatever stream. I call it talking about nothing. Yeah. What's up, Thoughts? What's going on, man? What's happening? Thoughts in the building. I got this weird stuff going on with StreamYard, y'all. Yeah, they want your money for every little thing you do, man. DJ Bomber, I see you. You used to be able to just click the comments and it would just highlight. Now you gotta go through 2-3 steps. It's like they're trying to onboard me to a cryptocurrency blockchain called Pain Chain. Shout out to Thoughts, you know what I'm saying? StreamYard trying to onboard me into some kind of layer one. That's how it feels. Oh man, what's going on, y'all? Big Smock in the building. I see y'all. DJ Bomber. It's one of them things. It's one of them times. Jay, everything salute. How are you, sir? Jay, everything in the building. Got some good people up in here so far, man. Ernie Savage, been a minute. How are you? Good to see you. Jason X Win in the building. Big Spark says paid chain. Yeah, but you could thank Thoughts for that. we've heard false chain and other chains, other things that just sound so pejorative, so disrespectful. It's crazy. Pain chain, I like. Ah, yo, check this out, right? You know these, yo, we've been in crypto for years. So I'm gonna say this. It's comfortable for me to just say I don't get moved by certain news that the crypto media puts out there. Yo. I don't get moved by it. I just we've been going through it for years. I don't care about what strategic Ethereum reserve of the observe and preserve. I don't care about none of that. That's me personally. But I don't care about that. Well, what am I supposed to do now? Because when I look at my wallet, it's meager results. I'm saying? No. Because at this point, like for me, I'm like, yeah, I don't care what they're talking about in the world. What does it translate into the wallet? I could care less about your endeavors that you're announcing in the world. If that thing doesn't move the needle right now, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was like, not everybody, but taking screenshots. Oh, yo, PulseChain got more ETH than Coinbase, yo. Oh, hey, yo, PulseChain. That means we Ethereum part two. What that matter? No, I don't care. No, that I do not care about that. Like, if it's not yielding the proper, literally yielding money, that means nothing to me, man. You know? No, there is a smoke screen. Blowing smoke after years. Come on, man. All this propaganda. And then your man Charles. Charles going through it now. How's it feel, Charles? Huh? How's it feel? Well, he's had a checkered past. Anyway. He's one of them. Yo, these founders, bruh. These founders are not on the level like that, man. Some of these founders don't have they're not all there, man. This is why crypto really is up to you and what you decide to do, because there's no perfection out here, man. A lot of these founders, they are not all there. The elevator skipped. Yay. It skipped working, not even floors. It's not even malfunctioning. Call Otis. Invest in Otis. Don't invest in these founders. You better off. Charles ain't all there like that. Nah, man. You said you were gonna help them people in the eastern part of Africa. What'd you do to them? You let them hold the bag of promises undelivered in Africa. You wielded that theme. Oh, we're gonna create a presence in Africa. Our reach goes wide and far to allow blockchain tech to be introduced into their infrastructure. Huh? And what has that yielded? Oh yeah. Yeah. Hoskinson. Like his thing ain't all these people. You got Richie Rich with the Spam King, and now Red Notice. You beating up teenagers allegations, weird, attached to him. Trash ass allegation where you have Interpol, you on that list, you NORE. You nigga on Nore, Nori. That's crazy. And then you got Charles Hoskinson, who had was allegiance aligned to no one except himself. Mm? Started with whatever. Well, I don't know what he started. I wasn't here when he started, but you know, he had his hand in Ethereum. Then bounced when Ethereum forked. He remained with Ethereum Classic. So he said F Vitalik, but it was F everybody else too because he was building his presence over in Asia in a nondescript way, hiring devs, not even hiring devs, hiring nondescript promoters. Same shit that people do today. Same stuff, yo. Let me get you. You're a talking mouthpiece. People like you. You got a following. Yo, this is what I'm doing over here, man. Let's do this crowdsource funding. And you know what I'm saying? Maybe I might or might not break you off. You know, I give you a percentage of what we raise. Same thing. Same thing. These people together, yo. Let me tell you, man. Checkered past, yo. You go into that Ada situation, that Cardano, it's like, yo, it's suspect about. And now they talk about you roll back the chain, but first you were giving RH smoke this last year, whatever, whatever. And y'all all in the same ship. Y'all all be trying to outdo each other with the ego, beating your bird chest. And then who gets the drips and drabs of the meager results? The investors. They were saying your man Charles back 4 years ago, his validator nodes, just from the nodes he was running, he was making hundreds of millions of dollars a month. Like that's bread upon bread. That's the level of, you know what I mean? And then you have your nondescript checkered past, just like RH with the nondescript checkered past. The RH, yo, man, RH, you don't listen. RH, let me tell you one thing, because your checkered past, we all have a past that does not escape us. People don't know about unless we tell them or they investigate on some nasty, nasty, right? Invasive level. We all have a past. That's what made us who we are today, right? But like, yo, you trying to save the world and you trying to be revolutionary, this and that and this. Be real with the people, man. I'm still not understanding RH and the whole Panama drama he had going on back there. He talk about it with absolute dread and fear. I'm like, see, son, you're not a gangster like that. Stop trying to act like you are, because you're dealing with a lot of money and a lot of bad people, right? Are built for this. And son, I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't understand what happened with Homeboy in Panama. I don't understand. And it's like, yo, son, you on a run now too? Like, what happened? Waiting here. So what? I'm gonna talk crap. Shout out to the chat, man. I'm gonna talk crap because I can, and it's just something that you know, whatever I choose to do right now because it's it's the time to do it. I'm not gonna stay long, by the way, folks. And I know when I say that in the daytime, I jinx myself. But it's the nighttime and things are in reverse. Things happen opposite for me. Anyway, yo, I'm still a supporter. I'm still here. I still got my money in this what that gentleman said, the wasteland, the crypto wasteland. I still got my bread. It's just an embarrassment, man. I don't talk about it no more. I don't talk about it in the real world. No, I don't talk about it no more. No, 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 no. Mm-mm. I don't talk about it no more. You know why? Because people are not gonna understand what we went through to still be around, to stick it out. They're gonna say that we are victims of Stockholm syndrome, and I won't blame them. I don't like being virtually crypto diddied for 8 years. We're not doing that. And that's the shit that's been happening, man. You know what I mean? Come on, bro. Mm-mm. That's what it is, bro. We've been crypto diddied, especially these last four. It's nasty work. It's nasty work. It's nasty work, right? You have a nondescript group of people who never want to be known, right? That are controlling. They have the power, more power than the masses, and they're trying to just violate the best way they can by introducing you to all kinds of lies, deceit, trickery, and who gets victimized? The people who support. And then you keep coming back. We keep coming back for more and more and more because we feel like, yo, there's nothing else better out here because this is what we bought into. But then you're watching the weirdo, like, yo, son, you dancing, you all in the videos in front of, peacocks and all that. You gyrating your hips next to a Lambo. Now it's a shadow. Now you just a figment of everybody's imagination and memories of past, memories of old. You don't even, come on, son. This is a network, though. Just like that disgusting monstrosity that I'm being bombarded with on the timeline with your man. Take that, take that. It's a network, and it's not different here. It's a network of foolishness, man. Network of corruption. It's a web of evil. I mean, for real, true to form, true to form. We just have to fight through it, like manage, because we got all things good and all things bad within ourselves. So we have to manage all of that because we find it out in the world. It shouldn't be a surprise. It's just, yo, we take with what we deal with, what we can deal with, and we leave the rest alone. But it's hard right now in these DeFi streets. You see, listen, listen. For me, the last year from Glizzy, from when I was making my Glizzy videos till now, bro, people who I even was talking crap about in a way where I'm just being super hypercritical and annoyingly real, like it turned out to be true. That's crazy. Like I wanted to be made wrong. Like, and it's crazy. Think about all the damn, like, yo, bruh. hmm I'm banking on your man's ego. I'm banking on his ego to really. That's terrible, but for real, I'm banking on his ego to really not let him down. Forget about humility, because you, son, you're not humble. You just not humble, bro. You're not humble. It's fake humble. You're not humble. You don't know what humble is, man. You don't have to tell people you're humble. It should show from your actions and your deeds, not your words. Come on, son. Humble. Where humility? Where? Nah, man. This ain't a game about you trying to make money. There's no room to be humble. Like you trying to be the best thing, and then in a space where it's about money, is driven corruption, seeds of corruption. You dealing with, and you talking about humility? Nah, son. There's no humility. Nah, you're not gonna find that. Nah. Stop tricking the people. Mm-mm. That's why I called him a magician. You're just infusing too much quote unquote technology into your systems, and a couple universal truths, but mostly technology, and it's whack. People, enough. Listen, we're here. We're trying to use these pieces of tech to get to a better financial place. Stop tricking the people with everything else. But you know what? You can't have tech without tricks. It's crazy. You can't have it. You can't have tech without tricks. You gotta trick the people into believing they don't need the tech, while telling them, yeah, you need the tech because I need to make this bag. I need to make a bigger bag over you forever. Yo, so it's just weird, man. Yo, I want to make more money than you forever while I'm helping you. No one talks. Who in the real world is gonna really listen to you, even talk to you about 1 month's experience being a sacrificer, dealing with Pulse J? 1 month experience, and you speak to somebody else who's not in crypto altogether, they're gonna look at you like you need psychotropic medication now. You know, I'm tired, bro. You know what I mean? I'm listen, bro. I'm Generation X, right? Tired, bro. Like that's as close as I have to doxing my age. Generation X, the choice of a new generation. Back when I was in school, they were doing that Pepsi commercial, choice of a new generation. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here, man. I'm tired, bro. You know what's messed up? I don't know. I still feel like it's still gonna get a little bit more difficult before it gets better. Like we're gonna see maybe more lows or some sideways at best, some sideways. Because right now, man, the thing been under sack too long, bro. But you know what? It got to be under sack because he ain't trying to make everybody rich. Yo, the gotcha game, gotcha. People don't know. This one person who I don't even want to mention names, but who cares? But I'm not gonna mention it. If I feel the spirit tells me mention names, I'm gonna mention names, right? This one person, right? Nondescript, nondescript, but it's supported. I'm nondescript too. Nobody cares. Anyway, this one person said, "Oh, Hex went 10,000x since launch, and from launch, and da 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 and da." And I could tell you did absolutely no research. The research went as far as buy this token and hope and pray. You didn't see nothing more. You didn't even look at a chart. Hex did not go 10,000x from the price that it launched at. Okay? It went painfully low to its all time low, January 5th, 2020. And then from there, it did its 10,000. So, and this person is a person who was praised in the community by another KOL, key lime pie ass motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like KO. What's KOL? Key lime pie. I'm talking about these terms that we come up with because we're nerds. these terms, man, just be mad cringe, man. Round trip. You're gonna round trip? No, shut up. I'm buying a ticket to go fly somewhere and experience life in another part of the world. Round trip. Okay, that makes sense. Don't tell me about some round trip, about some painful crypto experience where you didn't sell when you could have made profit and you kept your shit and then it went back down. Don't that's what we do though, because you can't stop advancement. So this person just is like a Richard Hart, Die Hard, bless her heart. And it ain't Areola. It's another one. It's another one. Oh, love this. I'm like, yo, this is yo the cult. The cult. The cult experience is crazy. It's not healthy, people. It's not healthy. It's not. You listen to the people who might look appealing to you, and they're telling you weird information about some hacks and not being objective, impartial, critically analytical. They're not applying some type of measured type of approach. Like you're not discussing the positives and the cons, and you're just saying stuff. You're gonna be stuck. Yo, you gotta pivot. Look at everybody pivot. Your man pivot. RH had to pivot. He pivot. If you you know, come on, bro. You think he talking to you about some 55? No, the OA is telling you 55, 55, and the bag got launched 15 years out with some ladders, blah, 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 to help prevent his former supporters who got rich from continuously caking off the system and dumping the price and suppressing the price, doing these short-term rolling stakes so they could fund their lifestyle. Like, listen, I get it. That was your strategy, but it didn't help because it's not about delayed anything. Not buying into some delayed stuff. That's what annoys me too, because it's like you could have been a supporter, a diehard in the beginning, sure, sure. But once you got rich, that just changes the game, right? Oh, game changing, life changing. Life changing in what way though? Did you become more of a piece of shit? Or did you learn, grow, develop, and become better? Some people just became more of who they are. That's all money does. It highlights who you are. So a lot of these guys, they got the bag and started telling the community that the community wasn't shit, that the community is never going to have more hex than them, and that they will dump in perpetuity as long as they have their tokens. You'll never be able to get what they got. And they're going to sell. That went against the language of staking, right? A lot of them in the beginning just kept liquid. Might have had stakes, but not as big as their liquid backs. That's how you got rich. And it's cool. It's cool. But the truth came out though. And the truth is what unfolded the last 2 years with PulseChain. Now the entire community is called sell pressure. Why? Because you created that environment, sir. You had a hand in creating that. You're not gonna stop people from being who they are. I don't care how many free books you give out, how many times you say you the giving tree, how many times you say, oh, you know, not your money and this and that, no middleman D and all that, no admin keys. People are still gonna be who they are. They're still gonna be greedy. They're still gonna be selfish. They're still only going to think about numero uno. My man said delayed dissatisfaction. the long con. Remember I said delayed dissatisfaction. Under sack, no Cassie. Oh my goodness. See, y'all is see, no, I can't say you guys are out of control because it's the moment to be out of control. It is what it is, man. I can't really like disagree with anything y'all are saying right now, man. When the smoke, when the same smoke, when the same smoke with Charles. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's not a good look for crypto. ADA is on every exchange. Of course, ADA is on every. Of course. I said, please stay logged. Yeah, man. Been crypto diddied for especially these last 4 years, man. This shit is crazy, man. These like got diddied. I'm telling you. Hmm? And he ain't on trial. So imagine. He got off, which I'm glad he did. I'm glad he got off and whatever. But hey, deliver the goods, because he's the only one who can do it on his in his empire. He's the only one that can make things happen so that we could all see what we're waiting for. All the abundance we're waiting for. He's the only one that can do it. Stop talking to people about more marketing, sir. Nobody want to see a part two of the cringe movie, bruh. Nobody want to see a part two of that. Not when everybody has been paying chain since for 2 years. What are we talking about? If it's gonna be about pain and grifts and all this whatever and whatever, something you gonna add a little Diddy spice in that John and make people really interested, the world won't care. How you trying to make a part two when part one no one cared about like that? The world didn't care about the first. You know what I mean? Was it really a success? Maybe in our echo chamber, sure. Oh yay! Let's say it's 500,000 people who know about it. Sure. Oh, okay. There's billions of people, bruh. And half of that billion don't have internet access. So what we doing? Diddy change his way. Diddy chain. I like that. I like that. Yeah. You know? Yeah, I don't know who Tiger King, right? Like I don't, you always find some weird operatives come through, and all of a sudden it's like, yo, I've been around. Listen to me. Look at my presence. I come in a form of being obscure, so that's gonna demand your attention and listen to me. Yeah. Hmm. Shout out, shout out to them, but they all move in tandem. There's a few of them that just came out of nowhere, and all of a sudden they have this level of confidence that they show up with, right? And it's like, yo, you guys look familiar. You guys look very familiar, and you've seen them before. You've seen them in the past. We've been around. We look at patterns. We look at how things are similar. And a lot of these characters that come through, you're like, yo, whatever, man. Just pump these bags for us, man. I've been waiting. The real ones have been here with no fake doing anything fake or whatever. Just come on, bro. This internet thing is crazy. You got weird people showing up in the scene, talk about, yo, listen to me, this and that. Some guy, there was this another, yo, is that guy that Tiger guy? There was a guy called himself Cash Money, talking about P die and yo, it was, a couple other people too, man. They all they carry the same similar characteristics. Pay attention, like yo, yeah, I don't know who you move funny, you moving real weird, man. You know, those of us that come from meager beginnings and hard hard lives, yo, these people like that, it's like, nah, man, you an agent, like you moving like you got different lives. You presenting something else, man. Spirit never lies, bro. You know what I mean? Like your intuition. One of these guys, you're like, nah, I don't know what you about. I don't know what your story is. It ain't gonna be part of my story. Leave you alone. You know what I mean? Like, but then you got these sheep out here that listen to them. Yeah, shield gaze. Who is that? Like, come on, man. Come on, man. And then they always get into this battle about people not gonna probe into their background, and then you find out some sketchy stuff. And then it's like, yeah, I shouldn't have believed it. It's just weird, man. Give us our money, man. Forget about all that masquerade, right? Your virtual fake celebrity masquerade wannabe garbage. No, nobody care about that. These people want that. I told you, man. People here, they think they're celebrities, bro. They think they're celebrities, bro. In this community right now, these people think they're rich and famous. No, you're not. You're not, Diddy. No, you're not. You're not. You're gonna mess around and find out, right? They're gonna find out. They're gonna F around and find out. No, you're not. You're not. And the rich and famous don't need you. They don't need them. They're trying too hard, right? Them people be trying way too hard in this community. I'm like, yo, you wannabes. So what? You rented some kind of charter, some yacht. You rented it. You know what I'm saying? No, the money ain't there no more. Niggas rented. They rented it. Popping bottles somewhere, whatever. You rented it. You on borrowed time, borrowed everything. You leasing, you renting. You're not, the money ain't long like that anymore, man. There ain't no money right now in the streets. In these crypto streets to be flaunting, acting like you own all this stuff and you balling out of control. No, you renting. Pretending like you rich. I don't care what celebrity you think you onboarding, because the celebrity that gets on board don't care enough to talk about whatever they trying to that you got them to onboard into. And so you keep hearing, oh, we need marketing, because your man knows he's the only one that right now that can pump everything, because you got the OA. He who owns the OA can save the day. That's it. He who owns the OA saves the day or destroys the day for days. That's it. And you could operate on an extreme profound level of obscurity, because you got mixers and not Technic 1200s, or not turntable mixers, not turntable. The turntable's a turntable. It's not a mixer. You understand what I mean? You got some Tornado Cash, right? You got all this private, whatever L2 nondescript rail train, railroad, rail something something. Was it rail gun, rail whatever? You got all this so that you could hide whatever you're doing. Yes, you're gonna say privacy is inalienable, right? I have an issue saying inalienable. Blah blah blah. Yes, we sovereign. We have a right to be private and this and that. But no, you want to operate in your basement, in your Diddy basement and tunnel, and be in the shadows on the blockchain and act like you're not doing nothing when the world knows it's you. Can't prove it, but we know you did it, Diddy. We know you did it. You know you've been doing it. You know, let me tell you something about Diddy that annoys the living crap out of me. I remember decades, like before he got into Uptown record label. I was working in a mailroom. Turned on the radio. The radio was on, and they were talking about how, you know, your man Diddy, he was promoting a party in City College in New York, and that party turned out to be a disaster in the gym. They held a party in the gym, some kind of function in the gym, and something was wrong with the doors of the auditorium of the gym, and there was some kind of stampede that took place that caused 9 people to get killed. Right, 9 people. I remember listening to this, and I was saying to myself, whoever this puffy guy is, it's a wrap for him, right? I'm saying, yo, you got 9 souls on your conscience now. You got 9 souls on your hand, 9 bodies. Son, it's over for you. Whatever you're trying to do in the music business is you done. You cooked. It's it. That's what I'm thinking because I'm innocent at that time. I didn't know nothing, but I'm just listening to what my heart is telling me, right? I'm like, yo, damn, this guy, yo, it's over. You better change your life and do something else because you can't be successful in whatever you think you're doing in the music business. Like you got 9 bodies on you from negligence. It seemed like allegedly negligence and 9 people. Come on, bro. Yo, come to find out, bro, I was so wrong. 9 multiplied over the decades because he didn't stop. I thought it was over. He didn't stop, right? Because naturally you could say, okay, yo, this is what you want to do, this is who you are, and you want to, you didn't give up. But in his quest of not giving up, he got to trail more bodies behind him. But then if you put on your tinfoil Reynolds wrap, your Reynolds wrap hat, tinfoil conspiracy, be like, oh man, he made some deals with some nondescript entities to keep it going because you already got 9 on you. So, some people they say they put up a loved one so that they can flourish and prosper. You put up 9. So, hey, you well on your way. But you have to keep feed that beast. You know what I'm saying? To where you are now. Now he lost himself. He's gone, bro. There's no salvage. There's no, you know what I mean? Come on, bro. Mm-mm, mm-mm. And here we are. He said he got 555 victims. Hey, we don't know because I don't think this is why I say to me, he ain't by himself. They just trying to really go at him because if like, look, he deserves everything he got coming to him. He deserves everything he got coming to. I don't care. Like it's just one. Look, I said 9, and that was what 91, 91, 30. What's that? 34 years ago. He got 9 bodies on 34 years ago. Anyway, here you go. Here we are, modern day. Here we are now. Imagine how many he got now. And you know what? He ain't by himself. That's my thing. What about the people who we don't know about? Come on, man. The man came from a product of a family that was rooted in the streets anyway. Rooted in the streets. Yeah, man. His parents were about that. They were living that life for real. So imagine, you mimic what you learn, right? Imagine, man. And then and then part of a network. Just like I look at this crypto thing, these people work. They part of a network, man. Yo, Justin, what's good with you, man? I don't know, Dan. How are you doing? Hey, Charlie, you good? Charlie Lee, you good? Justin's son, what we doing? I don't know, Dan Larimer. I haven't seen you in a minute. You know what I'm saying? What? Oh, you see what they doing with Charles, right? Yeah, I don't know, man. Hoskinson, he just, it's his turn. It's his turn. Yeah, you don't think they, you know what I'm saying? Chong Peng Zhao was good. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, for real? Oh, the mob got your back? The Asian mob? Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I hear you. I hear you. Yeah, yeah. You don't, hey, it's like that. What's that, Triad? Oh, yeah, your connection with the Triad. Oh, yeah, yeah, I got it. Yeah, because you were able to pay $4 billion as a penalty to the SEC while you did 4 months in jail. But the Triad looked at, oh, got you, because it was money. Money protects itself, people. And RA should be doing some unscrupulous stuff where, yo, that whole thing about Panama, what we doing? We never gonna know the real story. But he got something that happened to him in Panama that he don't talk about. He's like he definitely afraid. Even you could see his countenance change when he talks about it. Well, what happened there? Do your research. Buffalo Heart. Respect to you, man. Always a pleasure seeing you come through. Yeah, but we gonna make it. I firmly believe we're gonna make it. But I had to change up my messaging, right? Within the last, I would say 8 months, 9 months. I had to change, not really, but kind of, yeah. I had to change up my mess. I always say the whole year, last year and a half, ever since I was talking about Glizzy and all this stuff, because it's like, nah, this ain't right. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't right. What's going on isn't right. It's not all the way right. Stop pretending like things haven't been wrong. Oh no, yo, we got a free airdrops, and that narrative and pretending and speaking like I'm some kind of drone or not a drone, a robot, just regurgitating, repeating shit that I'm programmed to. No, 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 no. I have to be a little bit more balanced and fair, and understand that a lot of things that I talked about, I was wrong. I thought I thought that if we were holding to core tokens, we would do better than everybody else. I was wrong. I was wrong, and I admit it. But your man act like that doesn't matter anymore. That's a problem. That's also weird. A person who loves himself so much, or the attention so much, you're driven by this narcissistic energy so much, you can't even acknowledge the people that really been trying to not even just glaze, but like, oh yeah, it's gonna be about delayed gratification. You're gonna hold on to the coins that you trust the most because he's supposed to have engendered that trust, and he's not giving that energy back. That energy doesn't get reciprocated back. He doesn't even speak about it in a recorded video. He doesn't tell, hey, Maxis, I see you, blah blah blah. No, he doesn't say that anymore. He stopped saying that for a while, and I said, yo, you gonna pivot? I'm definitely gonna pivot because I understand what it is. And I'm not blind to these charts. I'm not blind to the fact that more coins have outperformed all of his coins. More coins. All of us are here to make money. I don't care what they're talking about. So if you're listening to me telling you, oh, the 4 coins, that's the best bet, you should have did that. Yo, I'm sorry if you did that, because I made a mistake saying that. I made a mistake saying that over and over and over and over again. Because holding on to the 4 coins, wasn't the move. This whole time, it wasn't the move. Mm-mm. Nope. The charts prove it. Prove it. The charts prove it. So many other coins outperformed, and we're here to make money. Granted, there's always grifts, there's always scams, there's always opportunity for people to lose. You're always gonna have thieves and criminals looking to pillage through and take everything from the chain as much as they can. But there's opportunity for people to make money, and people made money, made bank, and then some. And I'm holding on, saying, when is our turn? When is my turn? When is our turn? The RH core coin holders. Oh, the shit is different now. It ain't gonna be like that. It's different. It's different now. Liquidity providing, liquidity web. Different now. Different. Not just his coins. How am I gonna explain? How can I, in good faith, pretend like other coins don't matter where people made money, and I'm just like, no, I'm just gonna hold on to these still down under sack tokens that I've been holding for 2 years and pretend like that's better? Nah, bro. Nah, there's no way. There's no way. There's no way. No way. To the point where he couldn't even control himself. Let me tell you how the temptation rose to such a level where he couldn't control himself. RH couldn't control himself. I'm gonna tell you an example of what I'm talking about. Why I couldn't be fake anymore, because what I was doing wasn't necessarily being fake. But if knowing what I know now, and I ignored what I know now, and I pretended like, yo, it's all about his tokens, that's being fake. He couldn't help himself. He had to even announce January of this year on Twitter. He either had himself, he announced it, or he had a slave announce it, a representative, who knows, because he act like he don't use his Twitter. Meanwhile, it's just post after post every day. He made an announcement that PDAI went 2.2 billion% on his chain. That's a declaration. That's a validation. That's a confirmation that you made, sir. Announcing that. You didn't say Hex did that. You didn't say PulseChain did that. You didn't say Inc did that. You didn't say Pulse Exit. You said PDAI went up 2.2 billion%. That shit also right there for me made me know, all right, I was all the way wrong. Just thinking this is all about just let's hold on, delay gratification. Let's think about his main coins. He said F the builders. If it was about him, he wouldn't have no builders, so he don't care about nobody building shit. It's just that, this and that, and it's just his coin. Nah, bro. Not when you last year, in the beginning of last year, made another post on Twitter announcing that there was a coin that went up 5,000x on his chain, and it weren't his core coins. And he did that January of last year. He posted that, and he was talking about what? PDAI, without saying PDAI back then. He couldn't help himself. Okay, it's easy to say, okay, it wasn't his core coins, but he didn't talk about other projects. He talked about free copies. Yeah, you talked about free copies. Yeah. Coins that you didn't build. Yeah, but you copied over. Sure. Sure. But you're talking about something that went 5,000x. You teasing the people. You teased the people because all the supporters of PDAI at that point were like, hell yeah, was the next. That's why we made our play. And there's nothing wrong with that. You're making money without hurting people. Yo, that's A1. You winning. There's nothing wrong with that. But what about the people that try to support him and his shit this whole time, or up to that point, and up to January of this year, and up till now? What about oh, is that in the water? You just you talking to us about more marketing? You want motherfuckers to work for you more for free? For what? So you could now say and hide your transactions, call yourself pumping the market, because only you can pump the fucking market. It's your chain. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Ahmad. Ahmad. She said delusional, right? Yo, and guess what? She said the Maxis are delusional, right? Look, and shout out to you, Ahmad. Good to see you. Anybody who's watching this, man, if you don't mind, smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Smash the like button. But she said we're delusional because you know what? I accept that I was delusional. She wasn't wrong. I was delusional. Completely. 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 You got tokens that did well. And meanwhile, is just this consistent sideways and down with his stuff. Come on, bro. You got tokens that did very well. And people are here to make money. People are here to make money. People are not thinking about 15 years from now. This is the real shit. They weren't thinking about 15 years when they sold back in 2021. Oh, life changing. So many people retired. So many people became rich. They weren't thinking about holding the coin 15 years. They sold 2 years, under 2 years. The thing came out December 2019, December 2nd, 2019. By 2021, people were just selling as much as they can so they could change their lives. You think they waited 15 years? Bro, let's be real, bro. I understand Bitcoin, yeah, long term, this and that. Yeah. You got in when it was $30, it went down. You know, you were mining Bitcoin, 10 to 50 block per Bitcoin, this and that for free in your computer. And if you sold whatever, you got to hold on forever. And the thing went up. And if you would have held, you would have been super, 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 ultra Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk squared rich. I get all that. But we have to live every day. We have to live for today. We have to live. We have to live each day to get to that delayed gratification point. What, are we supposed to suffer? Supposed to suffer until? Until when? Until the stakes end? Come on, son. Come on, son. Come on, son. Let's be real. Let's be practical. Let's be real here. Let's be real here. That's why I'm not really mad at those who sold. Because if I had the chance, I would have. Hell yeah. Shit. You looking at M's in your wallet, then that's the round trip that's painful. That's the round trip that's painful. You looking at back then, 21, some staker app, right? The UI was like the user interface of staker was kind of cool, kind of sleek. It would tell you how long you'd be staking on average, blah blah blah. But then you would see like the total of your holdings, and you watch it. Like imagine people were like, yo, they saw M's, millions dollars of work on your thing, and you, those people that didn't click sell and held on till now, you know they hurting. They could, and then some of them are still up. They're up, but they're not up like they were in 21. Imagine you're looking at your Staker app and you're looking at something with 7 figures, 7 figures, or another wallet. You're looking at your thing as 7 figures. And you talk about you staking, right? Because you thinking you're doing the right thing. This is what it's for. It's supposed to stake, not sell bad, stake good, sell bad, and stake bad, staking good, like bullshit like that, right? But you round trip your situation, and you're not looking at 7 M's anymore. Not 7 M's, but you're not looking at 7 figures. You're not looking at $1 million. You're looking at your thing is like, a lot less, 90% less in value, blah, blah, blah. But you're still up, right? Multiples, decent, but it's not what it was 4 years ago. And the motherfuckers in pain, bro. Like, I'd be in pain. I'd be in super pain. Super pain. I'm looking at a thing. Let's say the thing said, how many millions. And I'm like, oh man, oh man, nah, I'm gonna delay my gratification. Oh, delay and pain, delay and pain, delay and, like the gentleman said, dissatisfaction, delay and dissatisfaction. Crazy. So it's a balance, man. I'm not doing that. Yo, y'all do what you want to do. You see something with millions of dollars, you better do something, because you don't know if it's coming back. You don't know that coming back. You don't know that's coming back. And tomorrow, there's no guarantee. That's real. There's no guarantee, man. Like stop. And that's the thing. When I say stop, like stop being crazy with the people. And he's only gonna be who he's gonna be. And maybe that's why he's not talking anymore, because he realized, maybe he looked at a lot of the stuff he talked about and he found it to be cringe too. But you can't really take back too much of what you said, because you put it out there already. He might have, say, yo, I was a little too extreme with this delayed gratification 15-year talk. Because if it was me, would I have really done that? I don't know. Maybe not. How about that? How about that? Hmm. We gotta live for today. Money's not reversing. We're not paying prices that we paid in 2021 and 2022. Everything's more expensive now. And that's just how it goes. That's just how it goes. You see a bountiful amount in your thing, yeah, you're gonna be self pressure. You damn right. The hell, like, yeah, man, what the hell? It's what it is. It's part. It's market. It's market behavior. What you gonna do? You can't control it. Shut up. Self pressure. Self pressure. Don't people buy, like, yo? Do we see a new wave? A new wave? A group of people who are really interested in Hex? No, no. That's real. That's real. A new wave of people coming in, 1,000 new buys and 1,000 new wallets a day coming in. Oh, yo, there's a new wave of people. We got 1 million more users buying Hex. No, 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 no. Unfortunate. It's the same people buying, the same people not buying. It's a little bit people maybe new coming in, they whatever, but it's the same recycled money, recycled stuff. Oh, new launch, oh, this sacrifice, this meme, this token, this that. It's the same bread, same bread. People are like, oh, so don't talk to me about some strategic reserve, Ethereum reserve, and who cares? Who cares? I would care if that thing made our wallets go up 100x. I would care then. Absolutely. I'm not stupid, but I don't care now because nothing. How did it move the needle? I don't care what propaganda they put out there, y'all. Yeah, oh, it's bullish. Yeah, bullish. Yeah, it's bullish when you see the numbers materialize and that shit lands in your pocket. That's what is really bullish, man. Until then, is fantasy, bro. Come on, bro. These people don't talk. They're not real with it, bro. They're not real, bro. Just be real. You're a founder and shit, and you made bank. And there's a thing that I didn't like too about these founders, bro. A lot of these founders, man, these young people, they put out a coin, they made millions, right? And then you want to talk shit about RH. Why are you talking shit about RH? When his John made you helped you make millions. You made millions off his John. You made millions off it. You didn't do it with something else. If you did it with something else, that's one thing. But you came through, you pillaged through the Hex community, you built your popularity. Motherfuckers gave you millions of dollars. And now you want to talk shit about dude? Why? Why? You could talk shit if you want. You could be critical if you want, but like to be all excessive with it, I don't know, bro. You biting the head that fed you, bro. Like that's a little crazy to me. I ain't like that. That's why I was also very critical about those fake founders talking shit about maxis, but these people got rich off the community, launching garbage, got rich. And you talking shit about this guy. That's crazy. That speaks about character. Bad people, yo. Bad people. Exactly. Rinse and repeat. There's no new users. They rolling their stakes and short term stakes. Nobody, yo, it's not gonna be. Listen, it's different. There's a whole new world. Not a sure, new world every day, new day, blessing everything. Things change, sure, but it's not gonna be like what it once was. I don't believe that because we have a blockchain now. We have a blockchain now where a whole slew of projects exist that have outperformed everything RH. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. And you think that's gonna stop? No, it's not. And that's cool. It's just you got to get in where you fit in and make the right plays and do the research. Yo, you know how many things I lost opportunities on? That's real. Y'all lost opportunities on mad shit on this chain. Thinking I'm doing something, holding on to some delayed gratification. Wrong answer. The exit liquidity argument too is a little bit. I get it, but everyone is always going to be exit liquidity at some point. It's just when it gets too extreme, it becomes problematic. And I get that. That's been a problem with the chain. People want to suppress price. They can't stand this dude. They don't like him, so they just gonna keep dumping, dumping, dumping. But they don't have his power because the OA, he who owns the OA can save the day. That's it. He got the OA on lock and key. So when he decides to do whatever is when things are we're gonna see something else. That's why it's all dependent on him. All the I don't care what he talks about, market, more eyes, bring more people, adoption is just to hide the fact that he's the token holder. He's the key holder. He holds the keys, literally. Literally. I can't 100% prove that. No one can. But we all know what it is. When you hide in obscurity and you use that, that's what also helped beat SEC, because he used all the shit SEC related against the SEC because he was already equipped. He played the game right from the start, from before all this, made sure he had everything in the whole thing. I don't work for you. I will never work for you. You'll never, benefit from my work and shit like that. And multiply that times 100, and that's what saved them. That's what saved them. No jurisdiction and all that extra, intricate shit, nuance, left and right, detail, blah blah blah. It just started from the premise of I don't work for you, right? On the surface. So you can't beat the shit you can't see. You could only beat the black and white. And black and white, he doesn't work for that motherfucker. He doesn't work for nobody. He just did what he did. Won, boom, wins, right? But we also know, motherfucker, you work for all of us. Just like we work for you, we work for everybody. Doing this shit, we waiting for you to pump the shit. So pump the motherfucker. The hell you know? Oh, market. There's only certain marketing. He's not great at marketing like that. He's not. I don't believe he's a great marketer. I believe he's gifted. I believe he's talented. I believe he's very smart. But marketing is like, as far as like the best marketing, nah. You you could definitely draw attention, but the attention he drew, it hasn't helped the chain. Hasn't helped the chain, because this is, if it helped the chain, we wouldn't consistently hear. We need more eyes. What you talking about? You want to notice for Interpol? How much more marketing do you need after that? You have a movie in your likeness, right? You have an entire market of people that you've built from the ground up that been talking about you and these coins for 5+ years. How much more marketing do you effing need? Huh? When you hit a ceiling, you have to realize that. And then say, okay, shit, I've done enough. Let me just pull the levers. Because you can't go back on your word now. You said glory. Richard said glory. Richard, you can't go back on your word now, or else it's a miserable fail. Or else you should be in the shadows and hide forever. If he goes back on his word, and that means, you know what I'm saying? Like what was all this for? That'll make him look terrible. That'll really, then I'll say for sure we really got diddied. We got diddied for real, for real. Like, you can't go back on his word now. How? This is all he got. That's why I say sometimes too, man. Money's not everything, yo. For a person who people perceive, as a billionaire, you got billions, bro. Even if he wasn't a billionaire, let's say, right, before Pulse Chain or Hex or whatever, people speculate, yo, he got all this Ethereum. People speculate, yo, he made billions off of Bitcoin. Let's say he wasn't a billionaire. Yo, you got 1.6 billion on record from the sacrifice projects, Pulse Chain, Pulse X. You billionaire, son. You billionaire. You billionaire, right? You got all these billions, right? And you have to, like, how happy is he really? That's another example of a lesson for all of us. Like, money is not everything, y'all. Money isn't everything. It helps. It's needed. We need it to make a lot of things, happen. But it's not everything. And even a person in his position shows you that money isn't everything, yo. Right? You got all this stress. stress on you. You see it in his face. You see it in his face. Like, dude looks stressed out, yo. The red face, like his face was like rosy, pink, red. Like you could see it. You could really use your right. Use your invisible eye to really watch. Dude ain't happy. Definitely not if you're on the run too. If you're on the run eating like Nori, nah, man. Mm-mm-mm-mm. You're on the run. Hiding, nah, you're not happy. You got all this bread too, you're not happy, bro. It's about balance, man. 6 months ago, he talked about he's bulletproof and safe. Nasty words to describe your situation to me is this is uncomfortable. Is for you to say I'm bulletproof and I'm safe. That should be a given. But for you to say it is because you're not comfortable enough to not say it. But you got all this money. You got all this money, more than you can spend, more than you can even count. I mean, there's nothing that you want that you can't have. There's nothing that you want in life that you can't have. You have all this money. Nothing in the world that you want that you can't have, but you still want more. You still are not settled. You still, right? It's something missing there. That says enough for me to show me that yeah, it's another example for everyone. Nah, it's not everything. But for those of us that have been sacrificing this long, still waiting, living life, doing what we have to do, taking super risk, measured risks, sometimes irresponsible risk, but no risk nevertheless, we deserve our just due. I firmly believe that. We deserve our just due. So, Richard, you need to show and prove. Everyone waiting on you, and you know that. Stop pretending like you don't, and you don't have to be all Mister Alistair Crowley and magical, whimsical, and evasive and scared, and acting like you know people have to decode every effing word. You pump the effing market, yo. Pump the damn bags. Do what you gotta do. You don't have smoke with SEC anymore. Whatever. Somebody said that you may have to give SEC another couple whatever until like July to be the final of the final. But nah, forget about all that, bro. Like, listen, do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do, man. Do what you gotta do. Or what is this? What is it all for? What is it all for? Crypto is a part of my life. You know what I mean? Crypto is just a part of my life, yo. It's just a tool that I use in my life that until something better comes along, I'm gonna continuously use crypto. Period. Period. And I appreciate it. I appreciate the good aspects. The bad are just that bad, but I appreciate the good aspects and what it's afforded for me and what it affords people in general. But my goodness, man, like some got to give. Some got to give. You can't keep people interested in buying your tokens, then what's the use? That's the struggle in crypto. If you can't keep people buying, you can't keep them interested after they sell to buy back again, then what's the use? That's the problem we find in crypto. That's why so many coins are down and to the right forever. Most coins are down and to the right because they could not keep the community interested to believe, to continuously buy. These motherfuckers sell and they don't buy. So what do you think happens to the tokens? What do you think happens to the coins? What happens? It's one of the hardest things that I've realized that you could find in crypto. Like, what's going to keep you wanting to invest? This shit is like hot potato. It's hot for the moment, and when that goes, that's it. You leave it alone. You don't f with it no more. When are people going to realize that? When are these founders going to realize that? And we do. There's the struggle of struggles. That's why people still rely and still talk about Bitcoin. That's why people still rely and still talk about Ethereum. Like when all else fails and shit, you always gonna hear Bitcoin in the conversation. When all else fails and shit, you're always gonna hear Ethereum. Even though Ethereum has been like, yo, just come on, man. Ethereum been dragging its feet to show us whatever we're gonna show us, but you're gonna hear it when all else fails, rely on Bitcoin and or Ethereum. Like is those tokens, those coins, those two blockchains should always be in somebody's conversation, like a just in case type situation. Because first mover advantage, we know Bitcoin is whatever old technology and et cetera, et cetera. But hey, Bitcoin's over 100K in value today, right? Ethereum, the first blockchain to introduce smart contracts. First blockchain to introduce smart contract in the world. First mover advantage. Went through its ups and downs. Contentious hard fork with Ethereum Classic, all this shit because of the DAO hack. Hey, it's still in the conversation. Will always be. Well, as far as crypto, as far as now, everything else is just like, yo, we trying to, get in where you fit in. You're trying to find a way because those things already did their X's. They did their multiples. Those chains, they did their, it's too heavy for you to expect Ethereum to do another 10,000x. But it's in the conversation. When all else fails, it's like, okay, you could rely on this motherfucker right here because it's been out. It has longevity, right? It could be trusted. It's proven its salt. All right, cool. Bitcoin too. Sad to say, but it's real. Sad to say, but it's real. All these other coins, they're just trying to make their wins to trying to mimic and exceed Bitcoin and Ethereum's performance. All these other chains, all these other tokens, all of them. That's all they're trying to do. And we trying to fit in, get in where we fit in to just make money, make freaking multiples, make money. Dots, you have a story to tell. Dots, you have a story to tell of many tales. Just like we all do, but Dots, you have a story to tell, and yours is very interesting. Very interesting. And you know what I realized too, Dots? Like, I think people, I want to just say it like this, like, folks are afraid of the truth. And I'm no exception. I'm no exception. Right? Because it hurts. The truth just hurts. But your story and this experience with crypto, and particularly this community here, is a story that people don't want you to let out, because it's gonna open up Pandora's box. Even though you shared a great deal, enough, like I'm familiar, like even on my stream, you shared on, you shared enough, you shared a lot, but they don't want to know more, because you're just gonna open up a can of worms that these motherfuckers are gonna be very unhappy, because you basically gonna pull their pants down. Like, you revealing what it is. Like, hey, this is what's going on here, man. And by the way, I'm living life, right? I'm living life, doing the best I can. I'm farming and blowing trumpets. And by the way, you're a piece of shit, right? That's what you're doing to us. I'm not saying you're a piece of shit yourself. I'm saying you talking about these crypto experiences that you had in such a way, right? Revealing and exposing people for being pieces of shit, especially in their behavior and what they've done. And it's not easy, yo, because I try to do the same thing too. And look, it's like, in the grand scheme of things, people don't even want to hear it. But this is the power of the drop, the power of the drop in the expanse of water. The expanse of water is made of many drops. So you keep dropping that knowledge, you keep dropping your experience, you keep putting them little drops out there, boom, boom, boom. Before you know it, becomes an expanse of water. Because I'm hearing now, I'm hearing so-called fake ass key opinion leaders in this community change their tune. They're no longer vying and supporting the activities of their cabal counterparts. They're no longer doing that. One of them in particular, I've heard him become very vocal about his displeasure. Not as vocal as we've been, but just to see that change, that tide change in that person's speech and messaging, lets me know, yeah, the shit got too hot for him. It's based on the little flames, the little drops that we've been leaving on the internet. Boom, boom, boom. It's creating an effect. Trust is creating an effect. And once I heard him start talking that shit, like, yo, these motherfuckers right here, they need to get their shit together. That like, he's on the stream, and this is one of the main ones that started streaming in the Hex community. One of the main ones. And he's talking that, like, in his way, talking, not going like hard, but like going hard enough for him in his way, to try to still hold that politically correct type of stance, but still be like, yo, I still gotta say what I got, because it's getting too hot. It's getting too hot, because, yo, you can't ignore the bum shit that's been going on this whole time on Pulse. You can't ignore it. So I just felt like saying that to you, Thoughts, because I know you've been keeping it 1,000 as best as you can. A few of us have. A few of us have. You, ID. A few of us have, man. Keeping it 1,000. It's okay. Okay. I'd rather, I learned this as a young man, in quality over quantity, bro. Quality over quantity. I mean, this streamer, right? He mentioned how Gold Key He mentioned how Goki was out in Asia, sexing hoes off the money that they got from the community from launching their tokens. There you go. I'm like, oh shit, all right. He put that out there. Yeah, because you're getting tired of the shit. You're getting tired of the shits. You should have been putting that shit out there a long time ago, but it's never too late, right? Better late than never. But you should have been talking that talk. You started talking about LL recently, and definitely not Cool J. But like, yo, yeah, that's cool you saying that now, but what happened 4 years ago? You know what I mean? But you're talking now, so it's just because it's just too hot, right? Yeah. Yeah. I'm out here with these I'm out here with these raccoons and shit. Wish I had some glizzies to give them, but I don't scam, so I don't scam. So sorry, raccoon family. I'll pray for y'all that you find nourishment in these outdoors. But good people, I'm a retire for the night. Thanks for rocking with me, y'all. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. Yo, my one day I hope Dino X, what's going on? Dino X 5555, long time supporter. Um, my system is janky. Oh, anytime, man. Thoughts. He said your friendship, a few of yous indeed. Y'all kept me sane a lot. Yo, much respect, yo, because appreciate that, man. It's not easy, man. It's not easy because, and that's the thing. ENJ Dub, what's up? Cookie the chocolate in the building. Oh, never heard of your thoughts, Key. Yeah, go Key. No, but check this out. On a serious note, right? This is why I get pissed off sometimes, man. I get pissed off with these people and how they behave, right? I get so pissed off sometimes, and I voice it on stream, right? And so the reason why is because they take shit for granted. They take shit for granted. These motherfuckers that made money off the community, they take shit for granted, and they want to disrespect the community. Even Richard, they take shit for granted because if it wasn't for his situation, they wouldn't have been able to make the bread they made, right? In the fucking criminal fashion that they've done. Yeah, I'm not giving them, like blah blah blah, but Richard gave them open lane, and here you go, and go fuck up, go fleece the community and shit. Many people didn't do that, but a lot have to. Many people built and they still build and doing. Shout out to the people doing good work. The ones that did nasty work is fuck them forever. The problem, like last week, I mentioned this, and it just bothers me that The rumors I heard of 2 people who took their own lives. It's just like, I don't know how real that is, but the fact that that shit just was put out there, their names and everything, and not literally like their docs names, but their profile names, crypto names. One of them I saw was following me on Twitter, and I'm like, what? What is it? And I haven't checked to see if they're active on Twitter yet. I haven't really did any investigation besides check their names on Twitter. For information like that to be put out that 2 people hurt themselves to the point where they no longer are alive anymore, it's like, and they're on this chain, like they are part of this community, and they just couldn't handle the stress. It just reaffirms how delicate and fragile and how important, when I do content and when I talk, is not to like create more drama for people. Like, I'm not trying to, be a source of toxicity. I'm not trying to bring drama and scandal for the sake of creating problems. I'm trying to help bring realization. From my perspective, I know I'm not always right, but to show how your life, how fragile, you don't take shit for granted, and how fragile life can be. And when people are dealing with money, bruh, that shit brings the worst out of individuals, man. And not everyone can deal with stress the same. Not everyone could deal with stress the same. And to hear, it's not necessarily anybody's fault. When you hear, I'm not looking to blame people for some shit like that happens, tragic events like that happens. But when you hear that shit circulating, it's like, yo, wait a minute here. It's like you have to tighten up in a way. I think it's important as a man, if you're in a leadership position and you're governing some shit and you're introducing it to the world and it's creating real effectual change, that is powerful. That is powerful and dangerous at the same time. And you have to acknowledge the pros and cons. You have to acknowledge that certain people will get hurt. Don't pretend like that shit don't exist. There will be casualties, right? And that shit is crazy. To just keep performing and always about marketing. And when people can't handle the weight, the stress that this shit brings, the problems, because folks, again, you can't control what people do. But if people are going to behave or some shit are going to behave based on something you created, shouldn't that weigh on your conscience? Especially if they behave in a way that they end up hurting themselves and unaliving themselves. My goodness, bro. Not even so much as like, I mean, if I heard the shit, I'm not even tapped in, but you get in Telegram, and then people are putting posts and they say a message, and then they'll say, rest in peace, rest in peace. Like, yo, he has to at least not necessarily know, but know how wide the effects of what you do can go. And say, you're a leader, you're dealing with $1 billion operation, and there's gonna be casualties, and just acknowledge the fact and honor. Where's the honor in saying, you know what, people, I'm with y'all. We in this together. It's not about just isolating yourself out and saying you're the best thing in the industry and you're the effing giving tree. It's about connecting with the effing people and saying, I'm with you. I'm with y'all, yo. The same shit you experiencing, I'm experiencing with you, because I'm taking certain hits for all of us. And the shit ain't easy and it hurts. Be real. Be fucking real, Richard. Because people need fucking they living off of intangible understanding, hope, They're hoping for the fucking best. And one word of encouragement could possibly help save their fucking life. One word of encouragement from the founder, being real today here. Like, just say some shit, and you might save a person's life, bro. Not talk some ridiculous rhetoric about some foolishness about, oh, you the best thing, and $27 million and this dumb shit that nobody cares about anymore. Because this shit supposedly happened last week, 2 days apart, back to back. 2 people allegedly unalived themselves last week in the community. The fuck? What are you talking about? Because it's real shit. Because people really, literally, like, overextended themselves. They just can't handle it no more. You're not going to acknowledge that? When you stream, and I'm not necessarily saying that he's supposed to hear it and then turn the camera on and talk. But when you're talking, the few fucking times that you have, since you can't talk anymore and you're scared and you're running and you're hiding and shit, give somebody a sense that you really are with them. And now you're not always apart from the situation. You're already fucking disappearing. You're living in the shadows. Nobody knows what the fuck you're doing and where you are. But let people know that you can relate. Not show a picture of you as a child and black faces around you like you down with black people and shit. Bullshit like that. The fuck that mean? Just because you say nigga and every now and then, years ago in some streams with Hexologists, for example, and Hexpensive and Coffee, and made them all embarrassed and cringe because the shit came out like it was nothing to you because you grew up with black people and that was the vernacular. And you're supposed to be down and in tune? No, that's not being attuned. That's not being attuned. Act like you fucking know and care for real. This is what I'm saying. This is the, you know, you know, and this is not gonna be. It won't be the first. It won't be the last, unfortunately. But like, yo, this is real, man. This is a revolutionary situation that we hear. People are not always gonna, people will transition, and that needs to be treated with a certain level of respect and honor. But when they do something because they just not seeing things materialize, yo, acknowledge that too. Like, yo, I know this is hard. I know this is difficult. I know this is what's going on. But respect to the families of these people who succumbed to the struggles. Respect to their loved ones. You know how far that can go. He doesn't fucking understand shit like that. It seems like he doesn't care. Doesn't care about things like that, bro. None of that shit matters to people like that. It seems, man. It's just fake shit. I don't like that. I don't like that. That's one thing I don't like about just that, and when people behave that way, and his position. I don't know if he would know and he would say anything because I don't know. But like, come on, bro. Come on, man. Get it together. That's why I say things like that. He needs to tighten up. Tighten the fuck up. It ain't about internet shit, and then you caught in this mania of internet world and fantasy. People living actual lives while they attach to the internet and being socially engineered. They're living actual, physical, real lives. Dealing with social ills, dealing with problems, dealing with struggles, dealing with all good things too, all at the same effing time. Acknowledge the real. How are you gonna build if you're not real? Like seriously, you know, how you gonna build if you're not real? Dude, to me, I think he's scared. I think Richard is scared. I think he's under pressure, and I think he's scared. And it is not to be funny. It's not to be insulting. It's super real. Super real. You just did. You bit more than he could. Bit more than he could chew. And it's like the people who he considered friends in this community turned out not to be friends. And a lot of times it's the closest ones that are is the closest people to you that will snake you. He came out here a couple times, or people went out to him and celebrated the 2 year anniversary and all that shit. You dancing and prancing, yada yada yada, shaking people, shaking hands and taking pictures and all that, videos and this and that, and this came out in 2022, did the same thing too. You were gallivanting with BitBoy Crypto, cringe, doing all that weird stuff. Weird. That was a L. But he thinking BitBoy had clout. L. Richard does not know how to pick good friends. Does not know how to discern between the real and the fake. He just doesn't have that radar. He's smart in other ways, but as far as people, he ain't good at it. He asked. He asked Jack Levin to brag about his accolades. Jack Levin, when he asked Jack Levin, "Do I look like a scammer?" Jack said, "Yes, you look like a scammer." I'll never forget shit like that. Jack Levin then proceeded to vampire the entire Hex community and create his own deluge of disappointments off of Hex, off of Richard. Found Richard to be in certain chat groups back in the days that turned out to be scams. What the fuck? Chat groups of cryptocurrency projects that turned out to be scams. What the fuck, bro? Certain people he praised now today have done questionable things on the chain, and you still praise these individuals, man. You asked the community to bail out some guy that got caught in the airport with ammunition. That you were gallivanting and prancing in the clubs too back in 2022, or taking pictures with, and doing living it up for the gram. And I'm not saying people can't make mistakes, but shit weird. Shit weird. You don't know how to pick good friends. He doesn't. You keep talking sideways about Vitalik, but you need Vitalik. 1 minute is hot, the next minute is cold. Love-hate relationship with some Vitalik. But you glaze Vitalik, you learn, yeah, your S load, you want to use that as an excuse because yeah, it was a problem. Fees were expensive right there, but you forked Ethereum. And now, it's plastered all over the internet, some strategic Ethereum reserve. You don't know how to pick good friends. That's why you get the results that you deal with. You don't know how to pick good friends. He doesn't know. He wants to, but he don't know. Who wouldn't want to have friends? Sometimes it's like that though. But sometimes you just, be good at what you're good at. Stick to what you're good at. That'll help you strengthen your weaknesses because you're not strong in picking good people. You in the car with the guy from Staker app, and that should turn out to be a dud. you're in a car taking pictures. Yeah, I get it. You know, you're taking pictures and shit and blah blah blah. And but you know, you were talking, you kind of supporting Staker app. And look what happened. Staker app guy launched some other failure of a project. Unity. Look what we doing. Nah, he don't know how to pick good friends. He doesn't. Another person, purported billionaire, threatened him, talked about, Richard better get his shit together. This was 3 years ago. Richard better get his shit together. He better launch, or he's gonna have his friends from the Middle East go after him, and all this threats. And this dude keeps trying to come back, trying to act like he's relevant because you got billions, or you're the number one sacrifice on the leaderboard, and nobody cares. No, you don't know how to. Richard don't know how to pick good friends. He doesn't. So I could see why he on the run. Yeah, be Weezy. Yeah, you know me. Every now and then, man, I gotta do a night owl John. You know, a midnight John. Good to see you, be Weezy. Yeah, look at how rich I am. Yeah, and that whole listing debacle, all listing. These people in the community raise money to get listed with Mexi, thousands of dollars, and then what in the same year gets delisted. Don't just blame it on Interpol either. But the same year, thousands of dollars went into the pockets of these individuals, as well as the middleman D. The middleman D. This dude was talking about those suck middlemen D, but you got the closest people, these key opinion leaders in this community raising money to support middleman shit. And then the shit blows up in the face, and then it's what? It's crickets? It's no, guys. You guys, I see the amazing work you're doing out here. This was in the Christmas stream, that the community's doing amazing work. Oh, the listing would be good for exposure, to onboard people, adoption. The listing would be good to put it on Mexi and all that shit. Raising thousands and thousands of dollars for what? Well, how'd that turn out? An embarrassment. And this is the shit Richard supports this shit, but then you backwards and you contradict yourself. But you talk about no middleman D, but motherfuckers are doing creating efforts to create relationships with middlemen. So which is it? Is it some D is okay and no D? It's why I'm tired of getting crypto diddied in this motherfucking crypto shit, yo. And this post chain shit. That's all it's been about. Crypto Diddy violate. It's just, just baby oil all over the motherfucking blockchain. What the hell y'all doing, bro? This nigga don't make sense no more to me. It doesn't make sense, bro. Well, all these efforts, and then when you talk about it, oh, you got these people here. They don't want to maxi bullshit talk. There, this and that. They don't want to see builders, and then no, they don't buy all that shit, man. That's why that shit is like it was never anything solid. Oh, Maxi, they don't want to see growth on it. Nah, had nothing to do with that. Had nothing to do with that. No middleman, no middleman, no middleman. But then your closest people to you, the first people who created streams in the Hex community, are supporting Mexi listing. Raise money for that, to put the thing on a middleman exchange, on a centralized exchange, a middleman. And what the middleman effing do? And you didn't say shit about it. All you said was, "Oh, it's great. You guys are doing amazing work." Again, which is it? Is it all decentralized, or is it centralized and decentralized. 10% centralized, 90% decentralized, because that's you. That's what you show. That's what you operating on right now. Nothing on Pulse Chain is 100% decentralized as far as Richard goes. Now, without the OA involved, the fuck out of here. And it's been like that since the beginning. So admit that. Just say that shit. Because there's no African priest that's in charge of the fucking OA. There's no sentient being. Is you. So say, in order for this shit to work, you need some centralization involved. I would respect it more. But then you got motherfuckers doing all this weird shit and you don't challenge it. That's why people understand, this motherfucker ain't about what he was talking about. He's not. He's not. You can't tell me he is. You can't tell me he is. I don't care if you do, believe it or not, but it's what it is. I'm watching what's taking place. Y'all out of control. He said just the tip must be. Yeah. Pause. Yo, it's not the dude is not it's not, bro. It's not. And then you got scared with the P Dye debacle. You got scared because people just kept tying him to this whole P Dye. It wasn't a problem. It was not a problem until that whole Vietnamese drama came up. It was not a problem. You posting, oh, P Dye went 2.2 billion%. It wasn't a problem then for you to talk about P Dye. It wasn't a problem. The minute that shit just got too hot in the kitchen is, yo, stop connecting me to this shit. Stop saying it's me that owns it. Stop it. Why? Fake shit. Fake shit. Fake shit. If it's not you, don't talk about it. Now, but you could talk about it until it gets too hot, and then it's don't talk about it. Then after that, do a stream and not acknowledge none of your flaws and craziness. Not acknowledge the craziness. Not, you don't even have to acknowledge your flaws, but challenge the problems and the challenges. Challenge and talk about the problems that have affected the chain adversely. Not just say, oh, everybody's self-pressure. Talk about how people are just so pissed off or whatever at you and your shenanigans that they keep dumping the minute. Every time you see a little green candle, that shit just gets dumped right away. And it's been suppressed for the entire 2 years. Except maybe twice when Pulse Chain touched Sack. Get the fuck out of here. Like, come on, bro. Come on, man. Come on, man. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Nah, that ain't it. That ain't it, Richard. That's not it. Mm-mm. Amicus brief. And then if the understanding with the amicus brief or blah, 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 one of the briefs or efforts that the community was making was to allow there to be some regulatory understanding or policy introduced to create the agreement that his coins are securities. Yo, the people in this community don't know shit, bro. They don't know what the hell they're doing. They don't know what the hell. 1 minute is no middleman, and next minute, yeah, is middleman. 1 minute is we're not security, and then a minute, yeah, let's create a relationship so it could be recognized security. Well, the shit is not security anymore. The shit was dismissed by SEC. Now what? But y'all keep glazing these people, giving them not y'all in the chat, but if people keep giving them thousands and millions of dollars, all this millions and millions. So come on, bro. Here, take my money, take my money. Like stupid shit. You know, he has, Richard, to me, like when I saw him first, I was like, yo, this dude is a magician. Right? And so, you got the candle game going on and all this stuff. Ah, you know, I see what you're doing, but bruh, mm, uh, you were doing shit the way you're supposed to be doing, you wouldn't be in the position you in now. And I can't reveal the source on that. But if he was doing what he was supposed to be doing, you got all this candle and dim light and all this shit that you got going on. If you were doing the shit you were supposed to been doing, you wouldn't be in the position you are in now. That's why I've said a lot happened with the cool kids. And I mean that just figuratively speaking, not on some PDF shit. I'm talking about some other stuff like, yo, man, who counsels this guy, like really, and not talk about just psychologically. I'm talking about like, yo, man, connect with some realness, man. Because the stuff he been connecting with got you running, and you scared. Is now you really have to pivot. The stuff he was connecting with up to this point got him in the shadows, scared to even speak. Not good. If you were really dealing with everything necessary, quote unquote, in the light, then your shit would be right now. You wouldn't be running. You wouldn't be hiding. Come on. Come on. I respect that. Thoughts. You said he ain't running. I respect that. He running for himself, bro. He running from himself. He can't really look at him like you can see when he talks. He's like, yo, you're not addressing certain shit. The mirror is something that's his enemy. His mirror, the mirror is his enemy. He running from himself. That's visible. That's just me. And you know what I mean? Like, what do I know? I'll be 100% wrong, but I don't think I am. He's running for himself, bro. Somebody said that, oh, they found out that he's gonna come out super jacked and swole, and because he working out and on the, how you know that? It's because you got a direct line to him, but you're not a good friend to him. You know, not you in the community. I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's not about a chess game anymore. This is about a life game. There's certain things you can't decode. You know what I mean? Like there's certain things that will forever be mysterious. This dude think he could figure it out. Good luck. We just need our gains. Okay? Oh, I'm gonna say, I need these gains. Period. Like, what we doing? While you trying to, decode all this and that, the mystery, this and that, the glory. You trying to really define? He's trying to really define what glory is for him. Where are gains? Or you forget, sir? You forget? Pull the lever. Turn on the switch. Come on. Push the buttons. Do whatever you gotta do. It's not hard. Don't act like it's hard, sir. Don't do it. You don't know how hard it is, Wonder. You don't know. You don't know what I have to go through. You talk shit. Who cares? Make Pulse Chain a success. Make it a success. 2 years the shit been out. And this chain didn't even break 5x. 2 years. Now it's the first. Out of all the blockchains that ever came out, right? or some shit like that. I don't know. You want to be a contender, so contend. Pulse hasn't even done a 5 freaking X. Just weird, bro. Lives on the internet. The internet is a scary place. Is useful, but it's also dangerous. You know, Pulse didn't do a 5X, but P Die surpassed it. HOA surpassed it. Finvesta surpassed it. PTGC surpassed it. SolidX surpassed it. Uh, Access Alive surpassed it. Uh, UFO surpassed it. Meme coins out of meme coins surpassed it. All these surpassed it. Right. Scams surpassed them. Grifts surpassed them. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Coins I don't even know of surpassed them. Listen, we're gonna make it. Take care of yourselves in the process, though. Don't forget to always take care of yourselves in the process. Have a good night. Have a good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everywhere you are. Peace and blessings. Take care.